Have you ever thought about it? How safe are the elevators that you trust to get you from one floor to the next? Well, the NBC4 team discovered a shocking number of elevators here in Southern California are way past due on their annual inspections. Here's investigative reporter Lolita Lopez.
Elevators are required by law to be inspected every year. Here in Los Angeles, those inspections are done by the Department of Building and Safety. But we found inspectors can't keep up with the number of elevators across the city, and that can mean malfunctions. We talked to one man who just got stuck in one.
So I've been stuck in this elevator in Studio City, California for about an hour now.
All alone and trapped inside the elevator of his apartment building, Drew Stiver takes out his phone and starts recording.
I've called the emergency number several times. They said someone's coming, but like I said, it's been an hour.
At first, that initial panic sets in. I was worried, like, are we getting airflow in here? It started to get hot really fast in there.
Inside, he snapped this photo, the elevator's permit showing it hadn't been inspected in almost 2 years. And the I-team discovered his elevator isn't the only one with the permit that says it's expired. The I-team fanned out across Los Angeles County.
This permit in a parking garage in Burbank says that the elevator was last inspected more than 2 years ago.
Here's another one. This elevator was last inspected September 2017.
Finding elevators with expired permits at office buildings and shopping centers.
This one last inspected 2017.
According to the City Department of Building and Safety, who inspects elevators, there are just over 21,000 elevators in Los Angeles. As of July, almost 10,000 of them needed an annual inspection. That's almost half. Why? Well, in part, the city says there are only 20 inspectors to check all of them. The I-team asked for a sit-down interview with the city's chief inspector. He declined, instead only agreeing to answer our questions over email. Calling the situation challenging, he says 2 additional positions have been allocated for this year's fiscal budget. And this isn't helping the construction boom in Los Angeles. These new high-rises mean more elevators to inspect. In fact, the city says more than 1,500 new elevators have been added in the past 5 years alone.
On average, we get about 3,500 elevator emergency calls every year in Los Angeles.
We met up with Captain Eric Scott at Los Angeles Fire Department headquarters, where one of their elevators was getting tuned up. He says people get stuck in elevators routinely, and that number is going up every year.
If somebody is trapped, hit the help button or the call button, remain calm, take a deep breath.
Firefighters are trained on how elevators work and the best ways to get out safely.
We don't want them to try to escape or to get out or try to find a hatch, because that'll just get you into harm's way. You don't want to get stuck or crushed or another injury.
Who knows what's going on with this elevator? Where you at, City of Los Angeles?
Stiver spent more than 2 hours in his elevator before the fire department rescued him. And when we went back, that permit still expired.
When it comes to building safety, I don't know what the most important things are, but you would think something like elevator safety would be up near the top.
Even though the city says almost 10,000 elevators are past due for inspections, just because you see one of these expired permits doesn't necessarily mean your elevator is one of them. That's because it's up to the building to actually post the permits, and in some cases, they just haven't. If you're worried about yours, the city says request an inspection, and those are usually handled within 5 days. To find out how to do that, go to NBCLA.com and our NBCLA app. Just search elevator.